I think what we're going to see, and it's all great, the safety of the play, but we're going to see a difference in the height of the tackler. But what World Rugby haven't really kind of spoke about is the responsibility and the liability of the ball carrier himself. So if Ben comes to tackle me, at that height, the one thing I want to do is secure the ball as well as give myself a really strong trunk. So if I go into contact there and I hit Ben with my elbow, my knee, my hip, and that makes connection with his head, what happens from that? No doubt we'll see some examples at the weekend.
I totally agree with you, because actually, although concussion is a big problem for the ball carrier, the highest incidence of injury for the tackler is concussion when they're making that tackle. So if we're now saying that players have to go lower, we're going to see more instances of people hitting elbows, hips, knees, and we might see that go up. We might need to redress that balance as well. The other problem I think that that the tackler has, and these laws don't really explain how they're going to be refereed, is what happens if, as I come in to tackle Ugo, he dips just as low as me, because there's a good chance that I'm going to get a head collision here, or my shoulder's going to go onto his head. Whose fault was that? Should I have known that he might have dipped, in which case it could be a yellow card. The other problem that faces is if he's down really low, where can I tackle? Because if I come in at this height, it's very difficult, unless I've got fantastic shoulder flexibility, to get my arms up and make that wraparound tackle. And we've seen a lot of players getting penalised, yellow carded, for coming in with that bowling ball tackle where they try to go low, can't get their arms up, and end up being skittling the player over the top. So that's going to be a problem. But I think the biggest area this weekend, and one reason why if I was Leicester, I'd be kicking to the corner a lot, is those broken down mauls that we see Exeter so superb at. Afterwards, the pick and go. Because if Ugo is trying to tackle me, there's the try line. What's my body shape going to be? I'm going to pick from the base, and I'm going to go as low as I can, and then try and extend over the try line. Now, where did Ugo make contact with me? The head. What other option has Ugo got, rather than to make contact with my head?
It's incredibly difficult for me. The first thing is I can't go into the traditional three-point stance. My hand's got to be up above that line. I'm behind the line. But I guess from this far out, I need to get lower than Ben. And it's almost impossible at that height when they're picking and going. So to make a dominant hit, I'm going to be colliding heads, or my shoulder is going to make contact. It's such a devastating area from an attacking player these days, almost impossible to defend.
So, letter of the law, in my mind, Ugo would have known, so the laws state that if you knew there was a chance of making contact with the head and you still went through the tackle, that's an automatic yellow card. If it's just accidental, it's a penalty against you. So stood on the line there, you know he's going to come low. Are we going to see a lot of yellow cards this weekend?
It'll be